guys. Thank you for connecting.
Guys. Hello, everybody. I'm Connection. This is my first video in English. So I have two people that I have invited, Victoria and Manas from India. So we are going to talk about India.
Yeah.
Good, bro.
Like
Once
we couldn't
again.
hear anything. Yeah, we couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, near the I was like
Okay, from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Again from the beginning, from the introduction. Well, it doesn't matter. So, Manas, I want to talk about meditation. So let's start from that way. So what is meditation for you? What does it mean for you?
For me, personally, meditation is about calming the mind in a way to understand that you are very different from your mind and your body. Like they're just tools, and you're able to use it better to make it more productive, to make it more clearer, to see things clearer, and get away from the ego that you have built.
And
at what time? Sorry, at what time do you meditate? Normally.
I mean, usually as soon as I wake up or before I go to sleep. Like the most peaceful hours for me, yeah.
But what is the best hour to meditate?
Personally, like if I'm waking up and I have enough time, like because my meditation schedule goes for like 1.5 hours. So I can divide it up sometimes like half in the morning, half in the evening, depending on how my day is. But yeah, usually like first thing in the morning. Like today, if I wake up after I go to sleep again and I wake up, yeah, I don't have anything to do, so I'm just gonna sit and meditate.
But when you were here in Melbourne, you used to wake up at 5:30 a.m. to do the meditation. No?
Yeah, 4:30.
These candles, because you say like at the smell parts, it helps you to.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Can
So,
you tell us a
yeah.
little bit?
So when I was in Melbourne, like when I was doing the university, then I had a fixed schedule. So every day I would wake up at 4:30, get a shower, quick shower, 5 o'clock sit down for my meditations. And what I do is I close all my senses. So I shut down my eyes. I don't speak anything, so my mouth is shut. I listen to some kind of an audio, so my ears are closed. I'm not touching anything, so the feeling part is gone. And I light up a incense stick or a candle to smell one particular thing. So the smell part is also blocked. Like, you're smelling only one thing. So it kind of like closes your environment, and then you just focus on the mind. So that's the way I like to do it.
In the meditation, what is the most important part that you said? This is to start. What is the most important?
Okay, I think the first part that I do is it's again coming from yoga. It's called dhyan. Right? Dhyan is a process of you sitting down and just trying to calm yourself and just trying to be there. You're not focusing on something. You're not chanting a mantra. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there idle, empty-minded. And it's very, very hard to do. But yeah, that's like something I like to do for the first 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Good. There are many ways to make a meditation. What technique do you practice, or how do you divide it?
Okay, so I've realized that meditations are useful for 2 different reasons. One is the spiritual path, why people do it. Then there's another path called the mental aspect of things. So, you could have better visualization techniques in order to know what you really want. There are meditations for that. There are meditations to improve your function. There are meditations to reduce our anxiety. That's how I got into meditations, to reduce my anxiety. So there's different things. So my schedule goes, it starts from the spiritual aspect of things, and doing the dhyan and sitting with myself, going into a mantra, which is something to do with the gods and the religion. So I just spend like 5-10 minutes for the mantra. Then another 10-15 minutes on the mind aspect, which is around how to reduce the ego. So I don't know if you understand the ego, but the ego is about the things that you identify with. So let's say I define myself, like, growing up, I've defined myself that Manas is like this, it's like this, it's like this. Now, what that does is it restricts me from so many things because I'm saying Manas is like this. Or something bad happened in my life, and I thought that my life will always be like this. But that's not entirely true because that's just a mental blockage that I've created. It's a part of the ego that I identify with these problems. So that's how you break away from them. Like you sit down, you meditate, and you break away from these problems that you have on a mental basis. And so that's one of the meditations I do. And the last meditation I do is about visualization. So what do I want? And you create that entire picture and you create that entire vision for your life, and then you move towards it. That's it.
How do I start? Because sometimes when we try to begin to make some meditation, you have a lot of distracting thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have to do this. Oh, that everything comes to you in that moment. So how do you manage that?
It's like the way I understood it. There's two things. One, you could always start with a guided meditation. So you're listening to something and you're focusing on what you're listening to. So your mind is not running here and there. It's just focusing on what you're listening to. The other way to understand this is, okay, tell me this. Do you want to stop your heart? Like, do you want to stop your heartbeat?
To stop?
Yeah. Do you want to stop your heartbeat?
No.
Or your liver or anything?
And I?
Do you want to?
No.
But that means right? That means like I can live longer. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the point is, like, if you don't want to stop your heart, if you don't want to stop your breath, why do you want to stop your mind? Like, your mind is just an organ that you have.
I like that. I haven't heard that. So
yeah,
that's a
so
good point.
You need to learn to channelize it. Like, you need to learn to bring it together and channelize it and focus it. So it will go here and it will go there and it will go here and then you bring it back. And then it will go here and you bring it back. So it's about just continuously bringing your mind back and focusing on what you are and, the bigger aspect of life rather than thinking about all those things. So it happens to me all the time. Like if I have to do something 2 hours, so I woke up and I'm sitting down for my meditation and I have to leave the house in 2 hours and I have a 1.5 hour meditation schedule, I will be very worried about my headspace. Like what's happening? Why am I meditating? I should go, I should leave, I should get ready, I will get late. But yeah, you bring it together. Like it's okay. It's all good. We can do this. So, yeah.
Thank you. Other question. What is the best way to meditate? Sit down or lie in the bed, or what is the best position?
The best position I would say is to sit down with crossed legs. Okay. Hold these like this. This is the yoga mudra.
What does it mean, this mudra?
So this basically, like you hold it like this. Okay. Yeah. What this does is it channelizes your energies in a way that they're aligned with your body and your heartbeat and your breath.
Okay.
So this is called yoga mudra. This is the main way of sitting in yoga. So you sit like this with crossed legs and you place your hands on the legs and you close your eyes and you focus on your breath. That's it. And you just hold this and you focus on this part. Like you turn your face slightly up and you focus on this part and you focus on your breath. Now, when you do all of this, your mind will naturally come together. Like you will find that it's
this spot is because the third eye, or why this is spot?
The third eye, exactly. It's the third eye, exactly. So the third eye is not a visual eye, but it's about the introspection eye. It's about the inner eye that you have, and the ability to differentiate body, mind with the rest of it. So that's why you focus over here. This thing helps you. It's about your energy system not leaving the energy from your hand, but like coming back to your body. So you're operating in infinite energy like this. And yeah, you're sitting down with ease and you're just breathing. That's it.
Okay, some people that start doing the meditation, okay, they concentrate, they breathe, they go very deep inside of them, and then it's very hard to come back. So how we come back? That's the question.
You don't have to worry about that. because I don't think people who are like us, like who are in this world a lot, doing a lot of things, go into that deep meditations. It's very hard to do that. Like I know people who've done it, but those guys are very, very spiritually advanced, and like they sit in the mountains or they sit in their ashrams and like small cabins, and then they do it. So we don't. I
So
don't
we
even.
just
I don't
wait.
even. Yeah, you just wait to become like that, and it's like I can refer to you some online people. You can watch their videos. Those guys talk about meditations. He's an Indian spiritual guru, and like so there's a lot of spiritual gurus that we have in India. But this one guy he talks in English, and he has become a YouTube guy. Like he preaches on YouTube, and he's got like millions and millions of.
Which is his
And he
name?
has Sadhguru.
Yes, I know him. I like
Yeah,
him.
Oh, you
I
know him.
have seen his videos as
It's
well.
also in Spanish.
Really?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
they
He's
have
Kata.
a Spanish channel. Well, they translate, but it's okay.
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 Very nice. Hello, hello. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now we are fine.
It's my internet. Sorry, it's my internet.
Oh, good.
So okay, whatever, I know Sadhguru because he's very
Yeah.
famous and I like it very much. What
Yeah.
they say, how they. But I was thinking in that because in my group of meditation, I have some people that they goes very, I don't know where, up. And then when I say, okay, try to feel again your body, try to feel that you are here now. So try to come back. And these people just take a lot of time. And I say that it is because there is not, because we have to manage our relationship with the earth, with Mother Earth. So I play the, how do you say that? The drums, de los
Yeah.
tambores.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
drums.
Because it's the sound from the heart of the Mother Earth. So that's why the
Okay.
people comes very very fast. So
Okay.
how do you do that? Because maybe you manage so much different the meditation. That's why I
See,
was
I mean,
asking.
personally, I've never faced that problem. Like, I've never. Okay, so it has happened to me that I sat for meditation for 5 minutes, and it was 2 hours. Like, I didn't realize where I was for 2 hours, and 2 hours later, I'm like, oh shit, it's 2 hours. Like, yeah, that has happened to me. But it's like a very natural space. It's a very enjoyable space. It's not that I'm worried about something, or it's not about I'm thinking about something. It's just a very you know safe place to be in. So I don't have to think about coming back from there. Like yeah, I'm just there, and I will come back when I want. Yeah, it's all good. Sometimes I think like this has also happened that I thought that I've been in meditation for like an hour now, and I should open my eyes and everything, but it was only for like a minute. And I was like, what? So yeah, these things happen to me, and it's like just an enjoyable time. So let it be. I don't worry about coming back because it's not a place where you can get lost. It's not like you're
Okay,
gonna get lost
perfect.
and you're not. Yeah. So
And not
just
coming back.
uh,
You just come back whenever you need to come back again.
exactly. You come back
Okay.
automatically. Like automatically, you'll just come back. So it's. I've never had to worry about it.
And I have another question. I don't know if you have
Mhm.
think about it also, but here we are like we need to protect our space before made anything spiritual. So I call my spiritual guys, I don't know,
Mhm.
my angels or whatever
Mhm.
we believe, our beliefs,
Yeah.
to protect our space, blah blah blah, and then we start. Do you do the same or is not necessary?
No.
Why?
So the concept of yoga is very
Uh-huh.
different. So okay, so there's different meditations, right? Like if I'm somebody who's mentally anxious and somebody who's worried about things, I would do that. I would totally do that because it helps me make a belief about things that there are angels and there's everything that's guarding me and there's positive energy around me. The concept of yoga is very different. Uh, Under yoga, you don't believe into things. There is no space for beliefs. You're seeking the truth. So you cannot assume that there are angels. You don't even know if there's God. You don't know anything. And you're just you. All you know is that there's you. And now we'll see. So now you can't think about angels and you're not like, oh, angels exist and gods exist and all these things exist. You start with yourself, and then you explore your energy. So, like, I mean, you have under yogic meditations, it's more about uh, finding the truth, like rather than more than believing into angels or believing into something. Because, okay, look at it this way. What is a belief? A belief is something that you do not know. So you think it's true, you want it to be true, but you do not know, right?
I think that Kata is frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe she wanted to listen to this part,
Yeah,
Yeah, she
sad.
don't want
Yes,
to listen
I
to.
heard nice. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, oh good, oh good, oh good.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay, you're listening.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
I heard everything, so keep going.
Oh, perfect. So a belief is something that you do not know is true, right? If you know it for a fact, you say, I
Yes.
know it.
Yes.
You believe something when you don't know it. You want it to be true. You've heard that it's true. Like, your parents told you that, yeah, this is true, but you don't know it yet. So, you don't, under yoga, you don't believe into anything. You find the truth. Simple as that. So, yeah, no angels, nothing. You're just sitting in your space and you become strong enough that you become an angel.
That's
Yeah.
why. Interesting.
Manas, you mentioned that you make a mantras for one of the gods, like kind of step 3 of your meditation. What that means? Like,
Yeah.
you say like you are not religious, but you are doing the mantra.
So when I was very, very young, my family took me to like a Guruji. So, wait. So that's it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
we have like a huge picture of him, and yeah, so and even he used to talk something very similar that God is essentially a power. It's not necessarily a man or a woman or a cat or a dog. It's essentially a power. So the mantra is dedicated to that power which exists within and outside, like the one single power that we all have. So, I mean, I do the mantra for my own personal reasons. It's not like a spiritual journey alone. It's like, it's to remember where I'm coming from. Like, never lose your ground. This is your spiritual ground. This is how it started. So it's a thank you to everything that is around me. It's like gratitude to the power, to the things, to the guru that I had. So I was fortunate enough to start with him. But yeah, like, then he passed away and everything. So it's just in his memory and to honor him, I do the mantra.
Um, what is the force from the mantra? Why the mantra?
Why the
Do you
mantra?
feel it very strong when you
Yeah.
say the mantra,
So
or
do you know this? Do
how
you
do
know
you
this
feel it
word?
when you sing the mantra?
Yeah. Okay. So do you know this word called Om?
Um.
Om.
Yeah.
We,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
That
So
is I have it here.
yeah. Oh, you have it here. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Uh, so do you know the meaning of Om?
Yes, it's the first sound from the universe, like
Yeah, the three sounds
because
that
it means
universe generates.
everything. Is what I read.
Exactly. Exactly. So the three sounds from the universe that become the basis for all the sounds. So all sounds come from either o, or and these are the three chakras that you have. If you say the word, you will feel in your stomach, o in your chest, and in your mouth. So the three chakras in line. So that's the basis of Om. So there is you can chant Om. So there is the chanting for Om to bring your chakras in line. Then there is the chanting for Ram, the mantra for Ram. So Ram was a god
Yeah.
who Ram, Ram,
Yeah.
Rama, Ram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Round.
And Ram was a god who had a terrible life. Like he was sent into prison. He was a king who was sent into prison. His wife was taken from him. but he fought and he got her back, and then so much happened, and he had a terrible life, but he remained graceful, and he remained like brave and strong and graceful and miraculous throughout, no matter what happened in his life. So you pray to him in recognition of that power, that okay, I cannot control everything in my life, but I will remain the way I want to be despite everything that happens in my life. So that's why the mantra, and you're focused on the energy, and you try to become like the idol that you're worshiping.
Which are the most useful for you? Like you
So
use it all the time.
I don't, it's not like, uh, it's like a reminder. It's not something that I have to use or I have to say, or, like if I'm stuck, I don't have to say it. It's just every morning you remind yourself that this is what you want. And once you do it, I just forget about it then. Like, yeah, it's done. So I don't use it like to get something, I
Yeah,
just do it.
it's
I just do it.
part of you. So
Your voice is
it's
breaking.
part of you, and you feel it. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Yes, everything is fine. It's clear. My
But
internet is
your
not a
voice is
good connection, but I can hear you very well.
okay. Perfect. Perfect.
That is good.
Okay, so mantras, mudras, just to connect with the meditation. Where can I
Yeah.
study that to practice and to know more about meditation? Which places do you say, okay, I will go there and study, or how do you start learning to do that?
I will have to look into it because I'm not sure what all can be translated and is available in English. So, or what all is available online. So I'll have to go and I'll have to see. And yeah, I mean, I can send you the link to the guy that we were speaking about, because he's the only person that I know that he's online and he's talking about all this. The rest, I don't know anybody who's doing that, like going online and doing it. So I'm not sure if I
Okay,
can
Sadhguru.
suggest something. Yeah. And plus, like, if you read the Indian
And
scriptures,
if I wanna go to yours,
so if you read the Indian
if I
scriptures,
wanna go,
sorry,
okay.
1 second. Yeah, it's the Indian scriptures
And
are
if
not
I
like the Bible. Wait, there's.
Okay, Manas, please. Say it
Okay,
first.
I'm going. Yeah, wait. Yeah, so if you're keen on
if you
reading the
what?
Indian scripture, if you want to read the
Uh,
Indian scripture or something, it's not like
no.
the Bible. So yeah, like you need that entire idea. Yeah, like you need to understand everything before you read an Indian scripture. So you cannot just read it like the Bible and just be okay with it. So
Have you
there's a
read the
difference
Bible
with
to
that.
say that?
Yeah, I did. I've read that. Yeah, yeah,
I'm not
that's I know.
religious, but I read it.
Yeah,
all,
Don't believe
all
everything that
chapters.
he
everything.
says.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything that he says. Eh, but I have a question,
Yeah.
Manas. Do you think, or do you feel like in the capacity to guide meditation? Like, if I want to do it with you, do you think like you can guide one?
At 5 in the morning.
Next
Not
week.
right now, for sure. I will go to sleep.
That may be tomorrow.
And tomorrow, if it's 5:30 in the morning, I will again go to sleep. Like I'll be like,
Is
okay,
is
you meditate, I'm going to sleep.
I know that you are not a guru, but maybe like you can say like, "Hey, this is the position." No, maybe something like we can imitate you. Like you are going to close your eyes, and now you are going to say like, I don't know. Now try to,
10 minutes, something like 10 minutes, no 1 hour
not
and a
two
half.
hours.
I see. Okay, to be honest, it's a huge responsibility personally for me. It's a huge responsibility,
Why?
and to be, because I think I hold this very sacred. So if you ask me about a mindful meditation, right, like something to do with mind, I would say yes, 100% yes, because it's just about the way you think. It's not spirituality. It's just like, visualization. So what do you want to think about? How do you want to? It's just something that's to do with the mind, nothing more than that. So it's good. It's okay. But the proper spiritual meditations are very sacred. You do not play around with those things. If I'm not in the right headspace, if I'm becoming too emotional or something, I don't even meditate. Like I'm like, because that's a sacred space and I want to do it with the right mind.
Okay.
So I will have to think about it. Like I can do it. I know what to do. Like I'm thinking and I know what to do. I know exactly what all to ask the other person to do. But instead of meditating with you, because I don't think I can do that, because
Yeah.
in my opinion, everybody has their own space. Nobody can
Okay.
meditate with somebody, like in my opinion, because when you're truly by yourself, you don't want to think about judgments, or you don't want to, because what happens, simple as that. If I am meditating with you, something in my headspace will come that, oh, she's a better meditator than I am. I want to show that I'm better. Something like that will come, or some kind of thought will come which will negate the experience of the meditation. So you don't want all of these things happening. So it's better to meditate. Like for me personally, it's better to meditate alone without thinking about anything in my own space.
Okay.
But that's my way. Yeah.
Maybe we were talking like a guide meditation, like okay, you can imagine a lake in front of you,
Yeah,
and I
you
don't
tell
know.
us what to do. Like I nominated with you, you tell us what to do.
Okay, I
Like
will, instead of all that, I will send you the guided meditations that I do. So there by Sadhguru, I do two of his meditations. Uh, he's got like 4 or 5 or 6 of them. I do 2 of them. So if you do those two, it's, yeah,
we
you're
don't need it.
basically doing the
Okay.
same thing. Yeah. So I'm going to send you. So he has an application which you can download. It's free of cost. And then it has meditations. They're also free of cost. You can just go and do it.
Thank you so much. I will like it. Yes.
I will send Victoria the link.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
No
And
problem.
the other question I have is about the chakras.
Hmm.
Do you manage your chakras? Do you believe in the chakras?
It's not about belief. They exist. Like I know they exist. Like, yeah. But okay, so according to yoga, there's 114 chakras, but 7 of them are very prominent. So most people talk about only 7, but there's 114, out of which 112 are inside the body and 2 are outside the body in your aura. So, but yeah, the 112 that you have are inside your body, and 7 are very important. So the Muladhara, which is the source of all creation in the body, which is also the sexual chakra, is not about sexuality per se. It's about,
Ah.
My manas.
I know you guys are horny as fuck, but I'm just gonna talk about it.
Kata, you have to cut this part. Like you're not.
Um, okay, keep going, please.
Yeah.
Very professional.
Yeah, don't put this up. Like, don't show this to anybody. I said that. Yeah, the the sexual chakra that I'm guessing what you're talking about is the Muladhara. It is located right in your pelvic area, and it is like the source of all creation in your body. And it leads to the energy that you have in the body and everything. So, and that's why it's able to give life as well to, like, in a woman by conceiving, and in a man through sperm, it's able to give life as well. So the Muladhara is the sexual thing that you're talking about. And yeah, what do you want to do with it? Like, it depends. I don't know how to work with chakras. Like, if there's healing and everything, I don't know how to do that. I don't know anything about healing the chakras or bringing them together. I just know that this is there, and you can chant mantras to bring them together. But healing or making one stronger, I don't know anything about that.
Yes, we have another techniques from healing.
Yeah.
And what about the colors? Are important for the chakras?
The colors? I,
know, muladhara is red, and the second one is orange.
mhm.
But why are important the colors?
I
Because of the
wouldn't know anything
vibration?
about that. I don't know anything about that. Like, I've never gone into it because I'm I'm
Okay.
I'm not so so much. My personal goal is to go more in depth than just energy. Like, you have body and you have mind and you have energy and then you have something more. So my goal is to go towards that direction rather than uh, thinking about energy and what my chakras are doing and what all is happening. Because I don't like to think about all this.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. You told me you do you do yoga? Did I understood that do you do yoga?
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, yoga is not about positions or physical exercise. It's the way of life. Like, it's the way you live, and it's meditation. It's physical postures. It is the way you think, and it is the way you behave. Everything becomes yoga. So it's just all everything coming together.
Ah,
And
okay, but there are
hmm. So yoga basically the word means union. And when you live in harmony with the universe, you are naturally in yogic ways. So yeah.
but there are different kind of techniques of yoga, right?
Yeah, I mean there's so many of them. Like, there's literally so many things you can do. There are asanas that you can do, which is making physical postures, and there is meditations that you can do. There are practices, sadhana. So there's asana, sadhana, artha, and karma. Like, there's so many things to yoga that, yeah, I mean, you could start with physical postures or mental things or energy things. Like, karma is a part of yoga. So that's where it's not Indian religion, it's actually yogic karma. So yeah, you can start from anywhere that you want.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. What else do you want to tell us?
um, that's it. Like, whatever you want to ask, just ask me. If I know it, I'll tell you.
That's it.
That's it.
I want to know a little
Uh,
bit is about gods. I know that you don't believe. Oh, you're not
Mhm.
religious, but for example, growing up,
what are too many? Too.
growing up in India, I suppose like you know all the stories.
Okay,
I don't
so it's
know,
like
maybe.
I personally worship every god there is. So I mean, my concept of being non-religious means that I worship everything. Like, yeah, that's why I'm non-religious. I don't belong to one religion. I belong to every religion. Yeah.
Okay.
So you want me to worship a goddess, I will worship her. If you want me to worship a god, it's okay. If I wanted to come back to Australia, I will worship Jesus. I'm fine with it. I can do. I can worship anything. Yeah. So
But for
you
example,
have
at
like
home, your parents, are they
yeah,
religious? And do they
not
have,
very. See,
okay,
okay, there's different ways to religion also. I mean, there are religious people who will live their lives exactly like the religion says. And then there are some people who will be like, okay, no, I don't want to live entirely like that. I want to make some changes and I want to do my thing and some things. If you look at the Hindu religion, you're not allowed to drink alcohol, you're not allowed to smoke, you're not allowed to gamble, no sex before marriage. So, yeah, I mean, like, I've done all of this. So, yeah, I'm not entirely religious. And
nice.
my parents also, like, my dad drinks, my mom drinks, they consume non-veg, they don't smoke, only I smoke. But yeah, still, like, yeah, I mean, the idea is that you there like in India, you're either it's not like you're religious or you're not. You follow some things and you may not follow the others, and that's it.
But for example, the traditions I don't know related with Ganesha, do they do something at home? Or like the holy, the lights? Do they?
Yeah.
Or,
So okay, Holi and Diwali are festivals which are common throughout India. Okay, so throughout India. But Ganesha is very popular in Mumbai, central India, where Bollywood is and where all the money in India is, like the financial capital of India, Mumbai. So Ganesha is very, very popular over there, and he is the god of wisdom, and he is, so his head is of a elephant, right? An elephant is supposed to be very intelligent. So he's the god of wisdom, and he's also the son of Shiva. So Shiva is basically he's like Poseidon. Do you know Poseidon, the Greek? He's exactly that, like that, but instead of water, he sits in the mountains in Himalayas, and he's all powerful, and he can do anything, and he's killed a lot of like demons and everything. He's very, very powerful. So, and Ganesha is the son of Shiva. And then there's Ram. Ram was the guy who was the king, and then he had a bad life. And the thing about Ram is
Shiva Parvat.
Shiva Parvat, exactly. That's in the Himalayas, and that's considered to be the Ganesha's father's home. And then you have the story of Ram. Ram is now like, so the story behind Ram is that Ram is an incarnation of Vishnu. There's a god called Vishnu. Okay, so there's 3 gods. Okay, let's start from the very top. There's 3 gods.
Vishnu is a god, is a Vishnu, no? Vishnu.
Yeah, Vishnu. So you have 3 gods: Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva.
Oui, yes.
Okay. Brahma is the guy who created everything. Vishnu is the guy who operates everything, and Shiva is the guy who kills everything.
Okay. The god of destruction.
The god of destruction. But all this is not true, because according to yoga, this is not true. And I have personally felt that it's not true. And yoga is very much in with science. So, okay, that is another topic.
Okay, no. Yes. Say why it's not true, or why do you believe that it's not true?
I don't believe it. So it's the truth. Okay, what the word Shiva, is actually the translation of this word from Sanskrit to English is that which does not exist. So Shiva is something that does not exist.
Okay.
And this, the yogic sciences have said forever. Like there is a force that does not exist. So in 2013,
you believe that Shiva doesn't exist.
So it's something that does not exist. Okay, just leave it there. In 2013, the scientist came up with this thing called Higgs boson particle, the God's particle. And the scientists say that between 2 atoms, there is a force which you cannot see, you cannot feel, but it exists. And the yogic guys are like, yeah, we've said that for thousands of years. Like there is a force that exists. Because yoga is not about creating a body or like, this body, this God, this, that. Yoga is about finding the truth. It's scientific in nature. So, these guys are like, yeah, we told you thousands of years ago that there is a force that exists, and we call it Shiva. And that caused the universe to form. And scientists in 2013 are like, yeah, there is a force that caused the world to form. It's called Higgs boson God's particle. So, you will find a lot of similarities between yoga and modern science. So yoga is a tradition that has been going on forever. But in religion, there are 3 gods. So 3 main gods. And Vishnu has come on earth 10 times. Till now 9, and he will come on the earth 1 more time. And every time he's come, he has evolved more. So the first time he came as a fish. Then he came as a mammal, or like a boar. Then he came as something and something and something and something. And that chain that the religion follows is actually the chain of human life cycle. So how you came into as aquatic life, and then you started adapting to land, and then from land you went to dinosaurs, and dinosaurs, meteors, forming monkeys, and monkeys to humans. That is the exact chain that is being followed in the Vishnu thing, like the incarnation. So Ram was one of the incarnations of Vishnu, and then he came back as Krishna. So there's like
Krishna is Krishna also.
Yeah, so Ram and Krishna are basically the same thing.
Okay.
Like Vishnu came as Ram, and then after that life he came again as Krishna, according to religion.
Okay.
So yeah, it's basically the same thing. Like if you say Ram or you say Krishna, you're talking about the same thing, just two different lives, same energy, but two different lives.
Wow, amazing. I like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I've never spoken so much about religion. Like if my mom wakes up right now, she will be so proud of me. Like, well done, man.
We have a video.
You have a video. I'm pretty sure she's gonna check my room for drugs or something. She's gonna be like, Manas is high. Maybe you smoked too much weed or something. 5:30 in the morning, this guy's talking about gods.
And explain everything.
Yeah.
So funny. Wow.
Okay, Kata, do you
What
have
next?
any other question?
No, I really appreciate that this interview and this conversation, because to me it's really, really, really important. You don't know how much important it is for me. So thank you very much.
I mean, send me a message directly. Like if you want to ask anything, and if I know it, I will answer you. Like anything, if I know it or if I can find it for you. Because one thing I've realized, like all spiritual answers can be found in India. All spiritual answers
You
can be
can
found in India.
speak with your mom and everything has
Yeah,
solved.
I mean, okay, not even my mom, but like, because okay, my mom's generation is also somebody who got very like exposed to the new world, like modern things and
The
everything.
Western
But my
culture.
the Western culture, exactly. But my grandparents, that age, those guys are like very focused on the Indian ways of doing things. So they literally know like all spiritual answers, or they can tell you where to go and find that answer. So yeah,
Thank you
anything
so
if you want me,
much.
just add me on Instagram. Just anything you want to know, yeah, I'll tell you.
Perfect.
Do you have
You can send me the
any?
information with Victoria.
Yeah.
I will send you his name in Instagram. Do you have any story of God that you really like? Not because you believe, it's because I don't know, you really enjoy it.
It was
Maybe
interesting.
something. Yeah.
So I mean, it's the entire all stories of gods are very interesting. Like the story of Ram. So this guy was born like a king, and then his father had three wives. So one of the wives had a problem with him. So she sent him into like when he got married, she sent him into the forest to live over there because that wife wanted her son to become like his stepbrother to become the king. So he went into the forest. He went into the forest for 14 years. In that 14 years, this demon came and he picked up his wife, and because she was very pretty, so he took her away. And this guy, okay, the fun fact, okay, now I'll tell you the truth
From the
to
beginning.
religion. Yeah, no,
Brahma,
no, no.
Vishnu,
Sure. Oh, you
Shiva.
remember?
Shiva. Of course, I remember.
So this guy went. Ayodhya is a place in central India. Okay, this guy went, and according to the religious text, the devil or the demon was from Lanka, which today you know it as Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Okay. And the story is that this guy went from central India. He walked from central India with like a very small army of monkeys and everything because he was the god. So the monkeys listened to him, the animals listened to him. So he walked all the way to Sri Lanka, and then he realized that there was water, so he couldn't cross that because the devil had the space thing, or like he flew somehow, so he couldn't cross the water. So this guy, what he did was he placed rocks on the water, like the monkeys placed some rocks on the water and wrote his name on it, Ram. And the rock started floating because it was the god's name written. So the rock started floating. Okay, now this sounds like bullshit. But the truth is, if you Google it right now, you will find between India and Sri Lanka a bridge that is so fucking old that nobody knows it, and it's made of rocks.
Oh,
Like it
so
still
cute.
exists.
Wow.
You can actually wait. I will if I can do that. Share screen. Oh, you've disabled share screen. I will send you a picture of it.
Really, you can't? No, you can't. Try to share
I
the
can't.
screen.
Yeah, I
Why
can't
not?
share the screen.
You have
I
to
don't know.
give him. You have to allow him.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think like you can do it now.
Wait, I'm trying to find it also. Yeah. Share screen. It's working.
Okay, Kata, I will send you the name of Manas right now here in the chat. So
Here.
Yeah. Do you see this?
Yes.
This bridge.
Oh.
wow.
Wow.
Have you been there?
And no, not yet. But this bridge is entirely made of rock, and even the article is like border geology, the genesis of Bronze Bridge.
Wow.
So this somehow still exists. I don't know how this is possible, but yeah. Okay, so another story. So this guy went and he took his wife back. He brought her back to uh, his own kingdom in central India. And then somebody told him that, hey, how do you know? Like there was a tradition that he's the king and he's the god, so his wife has to be pure. So somebody asked him that, hey, how do you know that she has not slept with the devil? So his wife had to jump into fire to prove her purity, that she's pure and she did not sleep with the devil. She survived the fire, so it means that she was pure. But then she left him because she was like, I cannot stay with a guy who does not trust me. So his wife actually left the god. And then she went away and she had some children. And those children were very powerful because they were sons of God. And then he was about to kill his own children because he didn't realize that they were his children. So now his life was basically a mess. His life was a mess. And yeah, but like despite the mess, he was graceful. He never got angry. He never got like, like just going out on killing people for no reason or doing stupid things. He was always stable. He was always careful. He was always graceful. So that's like a really good message out of the entire thing. The story of Krishna is very similar. He again was born into XYZ kind of a thing, very bad conditions, somehow survived it, lived in the village, became the reason for one of the biggest wars in the country. Okay, so do you know Mahabharata? Have you heard of Mahabharata?
No.
Okay, so according to Indian religion, according to Bhagavad Gita, the Indian main Krishna textbook, Mahabharata was the world's biggest war. Like World War II and World War I were nothing. Mahabharata was the war that happened in India was one of the biggest wars that could ever happen.
Okay.
So with all this happening, there were like arrows of fire and arrows of nuclear war, and this is all written in the book. When nuclear power wasn't even discovered, it's been written in the book that there was a force and blah blah blah. And now it sounds like bullshit again. I know, but the land that they speak, that this is where the fight happened. No tree can grow over there. Nobody can touch the soil because it's all radioactive. 500, like it's thousands of years now. The soil is still radioactive. I don't know how. Yeah, but the soil is radioactive.
Where?
Where the fight happened, like thousands of years ago, the soil today is still radioactive.
But
like
in
nuclear
India.
soil. In India, yeah.
Oh,
You can find small traces of radioactivity.
Wow.
And there's no nuclear plant. There's nothing over there. Like there's no reason as to why it would be radioactive, except for that this happened. So I don't know if it happened. Maybe it happened. Maybe it didn't happen. I don't know.
What is the village? Wow, amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so
Very interesting. Thank you so much.
Anytime. My mom's gonna be so happy.
Yeah. We will send her the video.
Please, yeah. Maybe I get more food then.
and the sun is coming, I can see your window.
Yeah.
I think you are ready
Yeah.
for the sunrise.
Exactly. And for my sleep now.
Okay, Kato, so I will
Okay.
send you the video if you
Thank you.
consider it to you. I don't know if you want to interview Manaj again with more people, a question, something like that. We can ask him and see
Yeah. No
if he
problems at
will
all.
do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No worries.
Gracias, Victoria.
And do you have and do you have his name there? You can ask
Yes,
him
I
if you
have.
have
In the
any
chat, yeah.
questions.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Thank you so much. Have a great
Bye.
day.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep. Yeah.
Sleep well.
Sleep well.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.